Apple has announced the new Apple Watch Series 11, SE 3, and Ultra 3. All of them are available for pre-order now. In today's video, I want to talk about why you might want to skip these watches, especially these Series 11 and Ultra 3. As for the SE, I think it saw the biggest update over the previous generation. Originally, I was going to order a Series 11 to replace the Series 10, but there's not enough of a change. And that is why I'm making this video now. There are some great deals on the Apple Watch Series 10 available on Amazon. You can also save on some of the versions of the Ultra 2. I thought it'd be good to let you guys know about this now because once those are out of stock and the Series 11 is released, you're not going to be able to get these kind of deals. So I'm going to talk through the Series 11, tell you how it compares to the Series 10. I'll talk about the SE and how it compares to the previous generation. And we'll talk about the Ultra 3. I am going to upgrade my Ultra to the Ultra 3. And even though there's not a lot of changes to it, I want to get the black titanium. So if you'd like to check out that watch when it comes out, definitely think about subscribing. If you don't want to check out that watch, think about subscribing too, because I will be going through all the updates with Watch OS 26. I'm also planning on ordering the iPhone Air. So if you want to know about that too, you definitely should subscribe. Now let's dive into the Apple Watch Series 11. The Series 11 did see a few health updates. One of them is a new sleep score that's available. The big upgrade is being able to check your blood pressure and notify you of possible hypertension. Apple thinks over the next year they'll be able to notify over 1 million people of undiagnosed hypertension. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. Make sure I'm not going to drop dead from it. Another update is to the battery, which is one of the biggest complaints with the Apple Watch. This will get 30% more battery life, bringing it up to 24 hours. Apple has also upgraded the glass on the Series 11, making it 2 times more scratch resistant than the Series 10. Now, if you are curious about the jet black color, I did make a video on how mine looks after 8 months of using it. I'll put that video down in the description. I personally love the jet black. It's done well for me, and this is my favorite Apple Watch that I've owned. Another upgrade that's not really a big one for me is the addition of 5G for cellular. The Series 11's available in a variety of colors, starting with the rose gold. You have the silver, the jet black, a space gray. For the titanium models, you have natural titanium, gold titanium, and slate titanium. With those titanium models, you're going to get a stronger finish, but you'll also get a sapphire crystal, so there's less chance of scratching or shattering the display. So titanium might be a good option if you work with your hands and may ding up your watch. Now let's do some comparisons with the spec differences between the Series 10 and 11, and once we go through this, you'll see why I'm saying you might want to skip these if you already have a Series 10, or you might want to save some money and go with the Series 10. If you are getting your first Apple Watch, any of these are going to be great watches. I don't want to knock the watches themselves. It's just if you've upgraded recently, it might not be worth it. Here's the comparison page, and we'll scroll through the different items here, the summary of them. You can see that you get the same size screen from the 10 to the 11. The 9 and below, it is a nice upgrade to the larger screen. Along with that larger screen, you still have the always-on Retina display with the wide-angle OLED. This wide-angle OLED has a slower refresh rate, so it can actually refresh and show you a second hand when the display is in the off mode. Now, if you're interested in the hypertension notifications, you can see the Apple Watch Series 11, 10, and 9 all have that available, so that might not be a reason to upgrade. Along with the other health features, they all can do it going back to the 9. And as I scroll through, you'll see there isn't really any changes until you get down to the cellular. Now you have 5G. When it comes to the chips, you still have the same S10 chip as the previous year. There's the double tap gesture, there's on-device Siri, and even the Series 9 has that on-device Siri. There is a new flick gesture to get rid of notifications. In the comparison, it says that the new wrist flick gesture that dismisses notifications is only available on the Series 11. I've been using Watch OS 26 in beta since it came out, and that gesture has been available on my Series 10 too. Going through, you can see the battery life is upgraded like I mentioned. You have your different finishes that are available. But as I scroll through, you see there's not much that's changed. There's no display difference from the 10 to the 11, processor difference, sensor difference, and health difference, and the list goes on and on. It's a little more durable. So after mentioning those few features, which the top features of the Series 11 are the longer battery life, it's more scratch resistant, and it's got the 5G connectivity. So you see why I recommend you might want to go to Amazon. And the links are down in the description if you want to check out the Series 10 before it goes out of stock. Next, let's talk about the Apple Watch SE 3. This saw the best upgrades over the previous generation. The SE now introduces the always-on display, which wasn't available until now. The SE also has the upgrade to the S10 chip, which is nice because the S10 chip can handle certain Siri functionality on device. So it can access your health features on device and just makes for a quicker response time, not needing to use the phone. And after looking into it, the S10 chip compared to the Ultra that has the S8, that S10 chip, from everything I'm seeing, is about 30% faster when it comes to launching into apps or multitasking, and then you have that on-device Siri. That's part of the reason I'm upgrading my Ultra to the Ultra 3 to try that out. Beyond the new always-on screen, you do get that sleep score implemented too. It has wrist temperature sensing, which can be used in the Vitals app, and it has faster charging, so if you do wear your watch to sleep in and have it on 24/7, you can take it off and charge it quickly and make it through a day. Another upgrade is that it's 4 times more resistant to cracks. A more durable watch is always a great improvement. The SE also gained the crash detection and fall detection, which I've had my watch go off. Actually, when I was skiing, I crashed and it asked if I wanted to have a contact emergency services for me. I hit no real quick, so it didn't automatically do it. Another upgrade is that the SE3 also has a speaker on the side, so you can listen to music, podcasts, audiobooks, all of that without needing a set of AirPods. So that's a nice little feature to use within the house if you're doing stuff. Don't do it out in public, please. It's not very polite. Everybody's judging you if you do that. The SE3 also gains 5G for the cellular option. The thing that makes this a nice upgrade, in my opinion, is that faster S10 chip. It's more durable, and it has that always-on display. Let's look at the comparison between the previous generations of SE. As we scroll through, you see you get that display difference. The case size stays the same. You get sleep tracking. A new thing is sleep apnea notifications, and you do get the sleep score that is also available with the SE2. You have the wrist flick gesture to get rid of notifications, or you can do the double tap, which will actually scroll through stuff. Like if you, on the home screen, it could scroll through the different little widgets and notifications. For your notifications, it can scroll through them. And then you could do a flick of the wrist and it will clear out your screen. You have on-device Siri, which helps with launching workouts and accessing health data. You have that faster charging. And then other than that, that pretty much takes care of the upgrades. Next, let's talk about the Ultra 3. The biggest upgrade to the Ultra 3 is a bigger display. The case size is the same as the Ultra 1 and 2. It just has smaller bezels now, which gives you the largest display out of any of the Apple Watches. The display also upgrades to the same type of display in this Series 10, which is a wide-angle OLED that has a slower refresh rate. This screen, you have better viewing angles, so off access you can see better. And when the always-on display blacks out, you can now see a second hand on it like you can with the Series 10 and 11. Another big update is another 6 hours of battery life, bringing it up to 42 hours of normal use. The Ultra 3 also gains 5G connectivity. You have satellite communication, so you can use that with SOS, and it could be used with messaging too. Like the Series 11, it can detect high blood pressure and notify you of possible hypertension, and you have the same sleep score that's available with the Series 11 and the SE3. Another upgrade is to the S10 chip. So basically the whole lineup has the S10, which can do on-device Siri. It's 30% faster than the original Ultra with its S8 chip. Let's go through and I want to show you the upgrades and the comparison between the previous versions, because in my opinion, this is one that you might not want to upgrade to. Yes, it has a bigger display, but it's not a huge difference. So if you don't necessarily need that display and you're happy with your current Ultra, do you need 5G? Do you need the extra battery life? There's a few things in there. So here's a comparison between the Ultra 3, Ultra 2, and the standard Ultra. If we go here, you can see that it has that wide angle OLED that's 3000 nits of brightness, so not brighter than the previous version, but you are going to get a second hand and a better viewing angle with that OLED. Scrolling through, you can see that you get all the same notifications with the Ultra and Ultra 2, so you'll gain that hypertension with the Ultra 2. You don't on the original Ultra. If we go through and look at the sleep notifications, you get sleep apnea notifications on both the 3 and Ultra 2, not on the original Ultra, but the sleep score is available on all the Ultra watches. We continue to scroll down and you see not a lot changing in here except the emergency SOS via satellite. Continue scrolling down, not much change there other than the S10. Over the S9. The S9 chip is good because it was the first one that brought on-device Siri for launching certain things faster and having access to health data on device. So if you're coming from the original Ultra like I am, it's a nice little upgrade. We continue on and you can see you got that battery upgrade. When it comes to other sensors, it's not much of a change over the Ultra 2. So if you're happy with the performance of your current Ultra, you'll get a little bit faster out of the new one. If you don't need that slightly bigger display or the longer battery life, like mine, I pretty much charge every day anyways, so that doesn't do much. It's really hard to justify. If I were to just go with the natural titanium version, I don't know if I'd upgrade. But since I'm trying out the black titanium for the first time and I'm curious to see how that holds up, it'll be nice to have that larger display and the faster chip in it. And also I can blame it on having a YouTube channel. So that's a look at all the Apple Watches. You can see why you might want to take advantage of the deals on the Series 10 and the Ultra 2 before they go out of stock. Again, I'll put links to those down in the description. Are you planning on upgrading your Apple Watch to one of these new ones, or are you getting your first Apple Watch? Because if you are, this is a great time to get your first Apple Watch. They are all so good at this point. If you made it this far, please consider subscribing, check out future videos, and if you can't, give this one a like. It definitely helps the channel out. I will be covering watchOS 26 and share everything new with that, so you don't want to miss that. Now, here's some other videos. You could see how the Jet Black Series 10 has held up over the past 8 months when I made that video. It's been almost a year now, and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye.